Hey viewers, you are watching The Savera and I am Manpreet Kaur. Tensions between Iran and the United States have reached a new flashpoint as Iran's national security chief has publicly blasted US President Donald Trump, calling him one of the most main killer of the Iranian people. Even as Trump urges Iranians to continue protesting and holds out of the promises that help is on its way. This remarks a dramatic escalations in rhetoric amid of some of the most intense unrest Iran has seen in years. In a series of social media posts and statements, US President Donald Trump urged Iranians to keep protesting and to take over your institutions, even telling them that help is on its way. Trump has also cancelled all plans meeting with Iranian officials until Tehran stops what he called the senseless killing of protesters during nationwide crackdown. Trump's comment follows mounting criticisms of the Iranian government's crackdown on demonstrations triggered by economic hardship and wider political disconnect. The United States has repeatedly stated that it is considered a range of options, including economic pressures and possible military responses, though the exact nature of the promised help has not been made clear. Hours after Trump's remarks, ller, secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, issued a blistering rebuttals on social media. Larijani described President Trump along with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as the main killer of the peoples of Iran. This sharp language reflects that Iranian establishment's views that foreign interference is exacerbating internal turmoil. Larijani's comment underscores Tehran's convictions that external forces are exploiting the unrest by openly naming Trump and Netanyahu as responsible for deaths inside Iran. Iran's leadership is signaling both its hostility towards US pressures and a refusal to back down publicly. The backdrop to this diplomatic storm is a wave of protests sweeping Iran, originally sparked by economic grievances, particularly the collapse of the national currency and rising inflations. The demonstrations have since evolved into broader expressions of discontent with the country's political system. Independent rights groups reports that thousands of protesters have been killed, with many more detained. Iranian authorities imposed widespread internet restrictions in an attempt to stem the flow of information and manage protests, though some communications have resumed in recent days. The death toll and scale of detention highlight both the intensity of the unrest and the heavy hand with which it has been made. Trump's call for continued protest and his promise of supports have drawn international attention and concerns. Some global leaders and human rights advocates have condemned the violence against civilians and urged restraints from Tehran. Meanwhile, critics argue that US statement risks inflaming an already volatile situation if not paired with clear diplomatic strategy. The tension between national sovereignty and international pressure is at the heart of its conflict. Tehran insists that outside influence only worsen internet challenges, whereas Washington says it seeks to support Iranian citizens and hold authorities accountable for human rights abuses. As the crisis evolves, the world watches closely the contrasting messages from Iran and the United States, one condemning foreign killers, the other encouraging protesters and hinting the forthcoming assistance. Reflects deeper geopolitical rivalries and the complexities of international diplomacy amid domestic upheaval. The situations remain unpredictable with the potential for further escalations if diplomatic challenge remains closed and protest continues. Stay tuned for continuing coverage of this developing story. Do like, comment and subscribe our channel.